The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hey, good afternoon, everyone. We're going to start here in just a couple minutes. Got some people still strolling in, so let's give them a second to stroll, and then we'll get started and get her done. Tell me something good. All right, good afternoon. Welcome. I'm Dwayne. Most of you probably know me. Some of you may not, but pleasure to make your acquaintance. Not everybody's here yet, but we got enough people. We're going to get started because it's Friday afternoon, and you either want to go fishing or hunting or dancing or whatever you do on Friday. Maybe go to the fish fry. I don't know. Okay, reason we're here, we're going to have a 3-day open house event. We're CFRN, been around since 2005. We help people learn our methodology for trading Emini futures. So if you're not here for that reason and to learn about that and to participate in the 3-day open house, I guess you just came in the wrong door. I don't know. But that's what we're here. That's what we're here for. That's what it's about. And I just want to take, here's what we normally do in an open house. We have the open house. I sense that many people are dazed, amazed, I don't know, confused. And I usually have like an exit interview at the end of an open house. Hey, do you have any questions? But it dawned on me yesterday that doing it in reverse might be better. Okay. I'll tell you what to expect. So when it comes that way, it comes your way, you'll know what it is, how to deal with it, what to think about it. And we can still have a conversation after the open house if you want. That's not a problem. But let's try to clarify things today. I got no pitch. I'm not trying to say anything today. I'm not trying to get you to sign up for anything today. You want to come to the open house, it's free and you're welcome. At the end of the open house, if you want me to say something, I'll do my best, but you'll need to ask. So relax, put your checkbook away. Everything a trader needs, one low price. He said he wasn't selling. No, I'm just saying it's just one low price. Futures Magazine published an article years ago, a decade ago, more. It said 9 out of 10 new traders fail. 9 out of 10 people attempting to become a trader fail. No one ever contradicted them. No one ever came forward and go, whoa, that's not true. Because everybody that's ever tried to learn how to trade knows it's true. 9 out of 10. Now the world seemed to just accept that and continued to turn. I stopped turning. Time stood still. 9 out of 10? Is that even possible? I mean, if 9 out of 10 people were trying to fail, could they all succeed in failing? It just seems like an astronomical number. Brain surgeons, 90% don't fail. Rocket scientists, astronauts. That number deserved more research. So I dug, and I figured out why 9 out of 10 failed. I accepted that it was true, knew it from my own experience and those around me. Okay, well then there's got to be a reason. Oh, there's probably a bunch of reasons. Well, there may be, but in every case, in every person that I came across who had failed, there was a common thread. They had no teacher. They had no one to teach them, so they failed. How good would your English be today if you never had a teacher? I'm sure there's somebody self-taught in the audience, but you're the exception, not the rule. Could you imagine you get in the plane with a pilot today who just learned how to fly. I'm doing air quotes because it's, well, you get it, right? Would you want to get in a plane with a guy that just learned how to fly who, by the way, taught himself? He didn't really have a teacher. Imagine a brain surgeon trying to teach himself how to do brain surgery. In every profession, every career, it's expected that you're going to get an education in order to do that job properly. All right. Part of an education is you got to have a teacher to give you the education so you can become educated, right? So here's this mass of people trying to learn how to trade with no one to teach them. Now, if you track down the 1 out of 10 who succeeds, track them down, find a man or woman, find 1 out of the 10 that succeeded, ask them this one question. Did you have a teacher? 9 out of 10 will say yes. The other one's the exception and not the rule. You follow me? So, now you can have a teacher. Someone who will teach you what they know. Does that mean they know everything? Nope. Perfect? Nope. Tell the future? Nope. Crystal balls? Nope. A logical method for reading a chart, kind of like you read a newspaper. As you read it, you develop a narrative in your head based on what you see, not on what you don't see, not on what you think should be, but what you actually see. And that's a trick all in of itself, learning to see what's actually in front of you and not see what you think should be in front of you. So that's what we do. Now, we do it in a lot of different ways, but it includes group training daily. Every day, Monday through Friday, 9:30 to 11:30, we have a live training room, 2 hours. Private one-on-one mentoring, as often as you need. No limit, lifetime supply. Proprietary methodology, Emini indicators, proprietary, round-the-clock alerts, and more. Okay? Now, that's what our passport holders receive. What are you going to receive during this trial? Great question. Let's talk about that. Now, each and every one of you here is probably on some different altitude on your trek up Trader Mountain. And I can't pinpoint where each and every person is. So we're going to provide everything you need to see you through this trial, whether you're brand new, never looked at a chart, or you've been staring at the doggone thing for 20 years, trying to get cash flow positive. Either one, doesn't matter. You will enjoy the next 3 days if you ask lots of questions. And we make it very simple to ask lots of questions because we communicate with each other in Telegram, and then we're in the live room for 2 hours, so we communicate there. Then we do a 2-hour live broadcast across the internet, and you can communicate with us there. And then once the daily show is over at 2 p.m. Eastern, it's back to Telegram. We have guys in there in our discussion group. They're pretty much talking around the clock because we have traders who live around the globe. A trader in Borneo, one in Bali, all kinds of places. So when you have a question, if I happen not to be around, or Michael or Valerie's not around, you can just ask. One of the guys in the room will either give you the answer, or he'll say, or she'll say, I don't know, you need to wait for Dwayne and ask him that question. And because the Logic 247 alert service is just that, it runs 24/7, I'm almost always around. Almost always. So the first thing we need to get out of the way is how we're going to communicate outside of the training room. That's Telegram. Is there anyone here who has not yet signed up for Telegram? It's free. There's no ads. It's fast. It's secure. You're going to love it. Type into the chat box. Oh, and by the way, I know that a lot of times when you come to these webinars, they tell you, let the man preach, then ask questions. I want you to ask questions as they come to your mind. Otherwise, you may forget them, and I may not get a chance to answer it. So whatever your question is, just type in the chat box. You won't disrupt my flow. I won't lose my place on my slides because I don't have any slides. Well, I got this one. That's actually my screensaver, but that's another story. Or my wallpaper. That's the proper term. All right, I'm not seeing anything in the chat box. So that tells me that everyone here already has Telegram installed. You're a bona fide resident. You can log into your Telegram account today. The reason I want you to speak up now is so I can show you how to do it if you don't have it. Because if you don't have it, you won't be able to participate in the 3-day open house event. It's free. There's no ads. It's fast. And it's secure. Okay, telegram.org. Your silence speaks volumes. Everybody has the Telegram. Okay. Oh, somebody says no. Don't have it. Thank you very much, Mark. Okay, let me get this thing open here. The question box. Here we go. Okay, several people say they don't have it. Lou, Mark, Joyce. Okay. Let me show you how simple it is. Okay, we're going to open browser. Now, this is on my desktop. On your, well, there's videos here. Just watch. Telegram.org. Telegram.org. Okay. As you scroll down, you'll see that they've got it for your Android phone. They've got it for your iPhone. And you're just going to go to the App Store or the Play Store to get those. They're free. Won't cost you anything. And no ads. You're going to be talking to your friends and family all over the world with this thing, unless you already have some messaging app that you really love. But this is the one that works for us. Okay? You can run the web version in your browser window. If you have a Mac, you can run that version. And if you're a PC person, or even a Linux, Telegram. And that's what you just saw on my screen. All right, maybe I didn't pull it up. Stand by. That's what the client looks like. Okay? All right. You just straight get to your toolbar. When somebody messages you or I send a message, you'll get a pop-up or it'll go ding in your headset if you tell it to do that. It's very polite. It only does what you tell it to do. So now, it's good to have it on your phone and on your desktop because you never know where you're going to be when an alert comes out. Maybe you don't want to get alerts. You don't want to be bothered because you're at an important meeting or a church or whatever the case might be. So you turn it off. Turn it off, you turn it on. It's a 24/7 service. That doesn't mean you got to be tuned in 24/7. Over the course of the 3 days, you'll see how the pipeline fills up with high probability opportunities. And then you take advantage of those opportunities as you have time to take advantage. Yes, Tim, I sure can. Okay. This is all the stuff I already said about being fast and private and free. Okay. So you're going to click on whichever one applies to you. Telegram for PC. It's probably a good idea to start there. Or you can start on your phone. It's up to you. And you can put it on either place. Okay, you're going to click this. Get Telegram for Windows. They're not going to ask you for your email address or your mother's maiden name. Here's what they are going to ask you for. A telephone number. Windows, Mac, Linux 32. Okay? Now when you click this, I don't want that one. I don't want any of them because I already got it installed. I don't want to install something on top of it. Click it. If you get hung up at this point, all you got to do is follow the instructions on the screen. It's going to ask you for your phone number. You're going to input that. It's going to send you a text message. You're going to input that code, And then you got Telegram. It's just up and running. It's that simple. You'll be sitting there going, well, okay, now what do I do next? Oh, you're done. You're done. Done is good. Okay. Now, you'll have all kinds of stuff showing up over here. Well, not at first, but the longer you're on, the more you talk with people. When they send a message, you'll see it pop up over here. But this is where the conversations go. And we have group discussion. We have the alert channel itself, where the alerts come out, right? We have the alert trial discussion. This is where you'll be hanging out here. The concierge trade alerts. This is where you'll find those. Actually, I'll be putting those into the trial group discussion. Okay. All right. So that's how we're going to talk. That's how we're going to communicate. That's how you're going to know when there's an alert. When I have a chart that I think is important. When there's something setting up that I want you to learn. Because understand, what we do, a little bit different from what a lot of other folks do. We are teaching you from day one how to do what we do. This isn't a black box thing. There's no mystery. In fact, we want to demystify the whole process. Now, everybody out there's got some big secret, and they got, this crystal ball and that thing, and they read the stars and not the bars, and oh my God, it's really confusing. It sucks the life out of you. Your time and your treasure. And it's like an endless loop over and over and over until you step off of the little hamster wheel. It'll keep repeating. It's like that movie where the same day keeps repeating itself. Finding something new, been hidden in a cave for 100 years in some kind of clay urn jar, but now you got your hands on it, and the excitement, the adrenaline, the blood starts flowing again. You thought you were dead, but you're not, because you got a new thing, a new shiny thing. Boy, you can't wire that money to Chicago fast enough. Oh, and the next day, man, you're clicking that mouse, right? Hey, I'm talking about myself. Come on. This is what I went through. Everybody I know went through. So if you didn't go through it, God bless you. Probably means you're brand new. You're in the right place because you don't have to go through it. That's the good news. I let everybody did. They told me until you've lost $1 million, you can't call yourself a trader. Well, I hope you're not too susceptible to suggestion. See, that doesn't have to be true. It's true for a lot of people, but it doesn't have to be. If only people had someone to teach them. Just basic rules of the road. I mean, if you just have basic rules of the road, you can stay alive. There's no reason you have to blow up an account. So you find the thing, you get excited, the blood is flowing, you wire the money, you click the mouse, and boom. Whether it's 2 days, 2 weeks, or 2 months, the cycle repeats. Got to break the cycle. Now, the way to break the cycle is not with another gimmick, another thing that, works today but may not work tomorrow. Let's clear the table. Let's get rid of the clutter, all the noise. Can we learn what we need just from a chart? Everybody's looking at the same chart. How come some people seem to speak the language and others don't? Because they never had anybody teach them. A lot of heads are nodding. That kind of makes sense. Who is this guy? I'm just a guy. All right, let me scroll back up here. Michael says, I just want trading methodology, trading methods and strategies that are consistently profitable without having to have a huge account to start. Well, by golly, Michael, you've come to the right place. Because that's exactly what we do, is we teach high probability trade opportunities. Now, let me share the rest of what Michael said. I've traded previously I've had some really great trading sessions, but have not been consistent. Everybody wants consistent results. Everybody. Every trader wants consistent results. But ask yourself this question. As desperately as you want consistent results from the market, how consistent have your efforts been towards the market? You want consistency from the market, but are you giving the market consistency? Are you consistent in your behavior? You can't try out one idea on one trade and go, oh, either that works or it doesn't. No. You must have a substantial sample size. This is a business based on probabilities, okay? Now, I'm a little ahead of myself in explaining that, but let me just put it out there. If you think you can ever get big enough, bad enough, or strong enough to just be the big dog on the porch when it comes to trading, well, you're going to end up on a heap like everybody else. The guys who survive, guys who had a teacher, had someone tell them this is a business based on probabilities. If you think you're getting big enough or bad enough, you're just fooling yourself. You cannot know what's going to happen next. Not on a 1-minute chart, a 30-minute chart, a daily chart, any chart. God didn't create us that way. We can't change the past. We can't know the future. Although we spend a lot of time feeling guilty about the past and worrying about the future, we spend so little of our time right here, right now, where we actually are. Because see, we're not back there and we're not up there. Not yet. We're right here. We forsake the precious nature of this moment to live in some place where we can have no effect. How futile. So let's not do that. Which brings me to trade what's in front of you. Not what you heard on CNBC or heard on some AM talk radio show or some internet guy. Learn to actually see what's right in front of you. Trade that. Not an idea, not a thought, not a concept. Okay? Over the next 3 days, I'm going to show you how that's done. Now, the web address, Mark, to download the Telegram is telegram.org. Laser, you having a nice day? Okay. Okay. Up Tim C. I'm scrolling up to your question right now. Tim said, Dwayne, you make it look so easy. Can you show me a recent trade entry? Sure, I can do that. And if you want to see what's been going on all week, go to youtube.com/CFRN. Our daily broadcast is archived there. Look where we are. Knocking on heaven's door at 2942. Okay. All right. Now, I don't know how many of you have an Alexa device. I'm sure a couple of you do. If you go to your Alexa app on your phone that you use to set up your Alexa device in your home or in your office, go to things to do, go to skills. When you get to skills, search the word Emini. Will pop right up. S&P 500 Emini Daily Report. Enable the skill, okay? Enable the skill, and then say, Alexa, launch Emini Daily Report.
Emini Daily Report. And now, from Studio A, this is Mr. D.
Hey, good afternoon. Welcome back. What a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Hope you had a chance to take advantage of the alert from last night. S&P 500 Emini futures. Okay, I'm not going to make you sit through the whole thing. Just want to let you know how to do it. Okay, what it sounds like. I get that up by 9 p.m. Eastern every night. Okay, so for the last 2 nights, what I have told our traders here via our alerts Also, on Alexa, the Emini Daily Report. Sell 29.24, target 29.17. There's a 7-point S&P trade. We did it once. Now, let me explain. Important prices in important areas are almost always tested. So when I put out an alert that says consider selling 29.24, that means it's an important price in an important area. Okay. Target down here to weekly trading zone. You'll learn what these weekly zones are about. They've been around. I first published the weekly trading zones December 14th of 2009, and I've published them every Monday morning since then, almost a decade. Let me just show you this. We go from the zone to the zone. That is a 12-point move from zone to zone. Back up to the zone, back down to the zone, back up to the zone. We finally break free of the zone, and if we can hold a pullback here, we're going to go to the zone overhead. That's the highest zone for this week. I know this week's about over. Beauty of the zones is they flow right into the next week. So Sunday night on the Globex Open, all these numbers will still be valid. You'll have an opportunity to work with them Sunday night on the Globex Open. So the alert was to sell 29.24, target 29.17. And because we know important prices, important areas are almost always tested, just wait for it to come back and do it again. Come back, do it again. Come back, do it again. Come back, do it again. Well, you don't have to do it every time. You should never feel obligated, ever, to trade an alert just because it's an alert. If you're not in the right mind, physically you don't feel up to it, you're tired, you're worried, you're upset, your head's just not in the game, there'll be another alert. Currently, we're on alert number, the next alert will be number 1,774. That'll be the next one. And we're on week 38, I believe. So in 38 weeks, we've issued 1,773 alerts. S&P, Dow, Russell, NASDAQ, gold, crude, copper, euro, British pound, Swiss franc, something for everybody. Okay. Now, when there are no high probability opportunities in the market, there are no alerts. I don't put these out to entertain you or to keep you busy. A high probability opportunity is just that. Okay. That's business. All right. Now we have another alert up here, 29.42, long side, up to 29.48. Okay. You see this upper trend line here? Now we broke out of this price channel today, but we have a bigger situation going on. It's called a bugle or megaphone. And we're not pattern recognition people, so don't get scared. We don't. It's just when something this dangerous and this obvious presents itself. Make that high to that high. And no, I'm still not there. Hang on, let me scrunch it up some more. There we go. So this started. This started right here on April 12th. It was the high and the low. All I did was lay a trend line to this next swing high and extend it. And then I laid a trend line to this next swing low and extended it. And it becomes this incredible self-fulfilling prophecy. Price comes down, hits the bottom, pokes its head out, jumps right back in, validates the work you've done here, races up, pokes its head out, right back in, validates this whole pattern. Now, look up here, right there where it says exit signal. Let me show you. Now, this was days after we drew these trend lines into infinity at the time. Look how price came right up and walked the line. Now, inside of this big bugle, we've got this, had this descending channel. But I told everybody today, you got to keep an eye on the S&P cash, because futures chase the cash market, not the other way around. It's important to understand that. Okay, let me blow this up. This is a ascending price channel, S&P 500 cash index. You cannot buy or sell the 500 cash index. That's why the derivative futures was created, so that man could trade the index. Okay? But this is what the world watches. Only futures traders and some stock traders watch the futures market. All eyes are on the cash index. This is people buying and selling the stock of 500 large cap companies. Okay? That's what creates this. So remember, this doesn't lead the futures. I mean, this leads futures, not the other way around. Some people think, oh, well, the futures, that's the future of the S&P cash index. No. All eyes here. And we had a gap lower open this morning, was it? I'm on the daily. Let's go to 30-minute. Yeah, there we go. Let's see. Right here. And we've recovered. You see that? Okay. Now, let's go back over here to the futures, which is the thing you can trade. And you don't need to stare at the S&P cash chart, the index, all day. You just kind of need to have an idea in the back of your mind where it's at. All right. So now back to you, Tim C. I don't know if I made that look easy or not. You had said earlier I make it look easy. Our traders had the instructions today because we were waiting to see what was going to happen here. Is it a trader Vic? Not a trader Vic? It turns out it was. I'll explain that what that is in coming days. But we said, let's wait for price to retrace all the way back to the green line, which we refer to as the BBC. I'll explain that in coming days. And the top of this channel and the weekly trading zone all at the same time. Did we think that was going to hold and give us a leg up? We said if it comes together like this, I even drew the little circle there before it happened. I said if it comes together like this, then it is a high probability we're going to go up to the trigger at 42. Now, what happens when we get to the trigger at 42 remains to be seen. We're going to have to see how price behaves. We're coming up on the close of the session, close of the week. This may be better played out on the Globex Open Sunday night. Congratulations, you'll be there with us. Okay. All right. Let me see. Let me scroll to the bottom to see if you had an additional question, Tim. Michael, this is a 30-minute chart. Is this the time zone you trade most for the ES Daily? It is the chart I look at the most. I do my charting. I put together the trade setups on a 30-minute. It's not a magical time frame. There is no magical time frame. Not hourly, not 5-minute, not 13-minute. Oh my God, I used to think everything that had a fib number involved, it's magic. Well, fibs are an incredible thing, baked into the foundation of the earth, fabric of the universe, however you want to say it. It's definitely a thing, right? But picking a tick chart based on a fib number is just lunacy. I can say that because I did it. It spent good money to do it. Okay? What we deal in are high probability moves. Not based on some complicated formula, some black box idea, something you can never learn yourself. Oh, after you spend 3 days with me, you're going to know, you understand exactly what this is. You understand exactly why we waited on it and why we had so much confidence that it was going to do what it did. Because it was the high probability thing. This is a business based on probabilities. I got no gimmicks to teach you. I got no slick willy stuff. I got no parlor tricks. That's why we call it the no BS, whatever we called it. Because I'm not going to BS you today, during the 3 days, ever. There's just too much of that out there. Now, before somebody has to ask, well, okay, if you know all about these charts and this S&P 500 Emini, you got a daily report on Alexa, you must make a lot of money. Why are you messing around with us? That's a valid question. I'll tell you. Go read any book ever written by any wealthy person. You'll find a lot of recurring themes in those kinds of books. You know, stuff like the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People ad nauseum, right? But one of those common themes, common threads that you'll find in every book written by almost every wealthy person. You must have multiple streams of income. Well, I make money doing this. Okay, great. Don't screw that up. Now go learn how to do something else and make money at that too. You know what they say the average number of streams you should have? 5. I got to have 5 jobs? No, it didn't say jobs. It said streams of income. I don't consider this a job, what I'm doing here, talking to you. I'm very passionate about the markets, very passionate about the place I came from, darkness, wailing, gnashing of teeth. Oh, God, please help me, right? To actually being able to impart, a little bit of wisdom to somebody else. That's a good thing. If you've never been a giver in your life, you should try it because it really does feel almost better than anything that you do your clothes on anyway. So, I'm talking about, there's an adult audience, but hear me out. We don't do it just to be nice. We like to be nice. We're good people, right? My mother raised me right. So did my mother. We earn a very good living teaching you how to earn a very good living. We trade, we teach, we have other irons in the fire. 5 streams, they say. Are they telling the truth? I don't know. I haven't written that book yet. If I ever do, look for the chapter. And I'll autograph you a copy. All right. Tim C. says, Trader Vic saved me for some heat today. Appreciate you, sir. Hey, you're welcome. I appreciate you. Thanks for saying that. Okay, Michael, I answered your question about the 30-minute. Now, okay, let me finish that thought. I look at a 30-minute. I chart by 30-minute. If I get congestion in the 30-minute, I'll bump up to an hour, try to get some clarity, bump up to 4 hours if I have to, just to get some clarity. And then I'm going to go back to my 30-minute. But I might actually execute on a 5-minute, maybe even on a range chart. But this is where I develop my narrative. This is where I understand what the market is going to do. We clearly said today when this thing started to come up, okay, when we got this close at the zone above the BBC and it popped, will it be a Trader Vic? If it is, if it comes back, touches, better yet, if it touches all 3 at the same time, the zone, the BBC, and the top of this channel, it just doesn't get any better. And over the next few days, I'll explain to you why it doesn't get any better. Okay? All right. Laser says, on a kinder note, on a kinder, gentler note, on behalf of Dwayne, I'd like to thank everyone for coming here on a Friday afternoon. No doubt some of us are stuck at work, but our bosses left early to hang out at a bar. Oh, my. You just got to go downhill. Don't do that. Don't do it to yourself. I'm okay with it. Mark gave you telegram.org. Michael, okay. I think I've covered every question or addressed every comment. If I missed anything, I'm not done, but I'm heading towards the door, okay? Because I don't want to keep you here all Friday afternoon. Here's the progression. Sunday afternoon, Valerie's going to send you an email that has the link to the Telegram channel. Between now and then, you can communicate with Valerie, 949-42 Emini, or support@cfrn.net. If you can't get your Telegram up and running, get a hold of her. And then Sunday afternoon, she's going to email you the link. You're going to click that link, your Telegram's going to open, and boom, you're going to be in the channel with us. Now, the live training room is not open on Sunday. So what you're going to see is something that looks like this, where live alerts are coming at you, okay? Right here, the last one, this one that went out today, short the ES, 2923, 2920, 2917. See, that came out today. Now, it says 8:04 there, but I'm on Pacific time. So what Telegram does is it reads your computer clock. If I hover over this, come on. See, Friday, April 26, 8:04 my time. So that's 11:04 a.m. If you're on the East Coast, yours will say 11:04 a.m. All right? And so that was 23 to 20 to 17. Now, the 24 that I was talking about was that last night. We had a small one there, 21 to 19. The Dow, we went from 26,335 to 315. Let's see how low we went on the Dow. That was here. Now, here's how you know what's always happening, okay? Let me explain to you what this means, and then I'm going to show you alert number 1768. When it comes out, that means, pay attention to this now. It may not trigger for a couple of hours. It might not trigger at all. But it's time to look at it, to go to your chart. See what I see, okay? Consider being short the Dow. The symbol for the Dow is YMM9. That's the Dow E-mini futures. 26,335 to 26,315. Okay? Now that went out April the 25th, 7:13 a.m. my time. That's 10:13 Eastern. My charts are always set to Eastern. So anytime I post a chart in the discussion group, just know that unless I say otherwise, it's 30 minutes and it's always Eastern time. Okay, so on Thursday at 10:13 a.m., this alert went out. So let's find Thursday, 25th, 10:13. Okay, so this is the 10:30 30-minute candle. Okay? $26,335. I'm going to do the other way there. And it's going to disappear as soon as I click the screen. All right, it's 335 to 315. I wish it had one of those little pens you make it stay on top like you do a chart. It's 335 to 315. Okay. So here's 335. Yeah, that's not exactly straight, but you get the idea. That's 335. Down to 315. Actually went to 300. Let's get rid of that for a moment. I'll teach you a little about fibs this week too. Not enough to confuse you, but enough to maybe help you. So we caught that move. And then what was next? Russell, 1570 to 1568, about the same time. 25th. 1030, that would be right here. And that number was 1570 to 68. So 1570, we're looking at this green candle right here. 1570 down to the zone here at 68, which is exactly what this candle did. Actually hit a low of 65.70. So a couple more points. NQ. Do we have anything on the NQ at that same time? So the NQ 77.95 to 77.85. Okay, that's initial target. When it gets to 77.85, you look to the left, you look to the right. If the chart is telling you, hey, this move looks like it's about over, you can head to the exit at your target. Or if it just like pushes right through the target, stay with it to 77.75. Once it gets to 77.75, the quote-unquote final target, do you jump ship? Only if the chart tells you to. Now, when you're new and you're just learning, if you just want to get out of the target because it's simpler, yeah, that's perfectly fine. But if you're seasoned, you've been at this a while, one of the reasons traders have difficulty finding consistent profitability is because they'll stay with a losing trade forever, but a profitable trade, they can't get out quick enough because you want to get that little boost of serotonin and endorphins and all that stuff because you feel good about yourself. You got to get those emotions out of your head. They have no place on a trading platform. The thought of being right, because we have a need to be right, especially us guys, right, guys? Yeah, you put that out of your head. It's not even in the vocabulary. Right and wrong is not in the vocabulary. High probability. It's either a high probability opportunity or it isn't. Cut and dry, like a yes and no question, yes or no question. All right, so NQ, same time. Well, this is about 10:22 a.m. on the 25th. 95 to 85 to 75. 77.95. On the 25th at 10:30. 10:30. Okay. So 77.95 is, and we're on this candle here, okay? Now the low of this candle, 78.03 and a quarter. The trigger is 77.95. It doesn't trigger, these are 30-minute candles, this thing doesn't trigger to way over here. 77.95, triggers right in here. All right, here's 77.95. Puts in a low at 77.78 and a quarter. The final target was 75, so we missed the final target by 3 1/4 points, which means we went 17 points. At $20 a point, it's $340 per contract traded. Okay, that was a swing low. Problem is you can't get out of the swing low. Well, you can by accident, but you don't know it's a swing low or swing high until after the fact. So as price comes back, see right here, you see this cut across? These are exit signals. I'll teach you about that over the next few days. It's telling our guys to get out. The move may potentially be over. But wait, just when you think it's over, remember what I said, important prices, important areas are almost always tested. So we didn't trigger here. Over here we triggered, sweet. And then over here, we trigger again. And this time we go the distance. All $400 per contract traded. Even further, we drop all the way to $77.55. That's an additional 20 points on the downside. Okay. And that's how you read them. Short the Dow, 26,430 to 26,400. 26, when did that come out? That came out yesterday in the afternoon. Yesterday afternoon, yeah. 430 to 400, yeah, we did it. But what an excellent time we had with crude today. We pointed out an opportunity in the live training room this morning. Do I still have that up? I do. We pointed out an entry opportunity backed up by the larger time frame to get short crude this morning at 63.92. It had literally no drawdown at all, and I'll explain to you why over the coming days. Put in a leg and a retreat. Went from 63.92 62.72. $63.92. Down to 62.32. $1,600 per contract traded. We got a bullish cross, took off back to the upside. And the way that looks on the 30 minutes, like this. Okay? Right here. This is what we were doing this morning. Okay? And then this is what happened this afternoon. Okay. All right, guys, you understand Telegram. You know that on Sunday night there's no live training room. You're going to get alerts in the alert channel. Then when you have questions about the alerts, well, what does that mean? Or what do you mean by that? Or why isn't there an alert? Or whatever your question is, you put it into the discussion group. Myself, Valerie, Michael, or one of our regular traders will see it, and they'll answer the question for you. Unless it needs to be answered by me, and then they'll tell you, and I'll answer it as soon as I pop back in. I'm in and out all the time. I have Telegram on my phone and on my desktop, so it's pretty much with me wherever I go. Okay, and if I'm not able to type you some long response, I'll put AFK, away from keyboard. We do use some abbreviations. You'll find when you arrive in the Telegram channel Sunday night, you'll find posted a list of all those abbreviations. Okay? AFK means I'm away from the keyboard, which means I've seen your question, and as soon as I'm back in front of my desktop, I will respond. Okay? All right. That's what will happen Sunday night. Through the night, Monday morning, the bell rings on Wall Street. Now, our passport holders and partners will receive the weekly trading zones at 6:15 a.m. Eastern. I will post them in the discussion group channel for you Monday morning, just prior to the bell, and maybe an hour or so. So look in there. Now, you're going to see a string of numbers that looks like this. Hang on, let me find them. look like this. Okay. It's up, it'll have the 28th. Don't worry about these numbers. These are you can, because, oh, I forgot to mention, if you don't have a platform, if you don't have live data, you can use ours. Valerie will email you the information that you need to do that. There's no charge, no credit card, none of that. You just get a platform to use, real-time data, a simulator, some call it a demo account, no obligation on your part, but it will allow you to run our indicators. And if you don't run the indicators during your open house trial, you've missed a lot of what we offer. Because so much pseudoscience, magic and myth has been welded into those indicators. So much of what we do, we didn't have to think about, because we already thought about it. After years of struggle, we arrived at the proper conclusion, and that's never going to change. What's right is right. They say facts change, but truth never does. Okay? So if you're using our platform, and you can also run our indicators on Ninja. If you have Ninja, by all means, we got to send you a separate file to load them. This is real simple. And our broker who's behind these charts, this isn't a pitch to sign up with him. This is just to tell you, when I say that we're a little bit different, a little bit unique, I don't know what kind of relationship you've had with your broker in the past. Our broker shows up every Thursday afternoon to teach all of our people and new people our methodology. Well, wait, isn't that my job? Isn't that Michael's job? It is. I do it, Michael does it. I do it my way, Michael does it his way. And then Bert comes in on Thursday, does it his way. The simple and the obvious. Michael and I sometimes, we might talk a little fast, get a little worked up. Bert, ex-Marine, cool as a cucumber. He'll slow it down for you. Slow-mo. He does it every week. For all of our people, no matter how many people we have. That's different. That's breaking the cycle. That's getting off the hamster wheel. Anyway, 2960/61. This is the S&P, the Dow, the Russell, the crude, the gold, the NQ. Well, what does that mean? What is it? What is a zone? What is that? Well, you'll learn more as the week progresses. But you see here how price went from zone to zone. 12 points down, 12 points up, 12 points down, 12 points up. Didn't quite make it back down. Okay? Jump over to the Dow. Price went from the zone to the zone, back up to the zone, back down to the zone, back up to the zone. And this is 140 points. 140 down, 140 up. You get the idea. Russell went from zone to zone, back up to the zone, consolidated. Oh, by the way, only 3 things happen when price reaches a weekly trading zone. The most likely is consolidation. The second is rejection. The most likely consolidation. Second most likely, a fraction of the consolidation would be a rejection. And then there's what I call the slice. This really isn't the slice because you got 2 candles, but I don't want to complicate things for you. I want to keep it simple. If price here on the Sunday night Globex Open, because the markets are closed, pulls back to this zone from this week and the BBC, we will have an incredible long opportunity. And I'll go over that with you. Okay? Okay. All week, crude went from zone up to the zone, back down to the zone, up to the zone, tried to get back to the zone. BBC held it afloat. Okay? And then we just walk from zone to zone to zone. And this is where we finished the week on crude, right at a zone. This isn't something new. It's something we just discovered. This is something I've been working on for over a decade, except once I published them the first time to the public, December 14th of 2009, I haven't really had to work on them since then. There's no work to be done. It's like a force of nature. It just is. I'm just blessed enough to discover it. Okay, now I get to share it with you. This will make your life so much simpler. Now, Monday morning, after you get your zones, at 9:30 a.m. Eastern, the live training room opens with Michael. Michael will be using a range chart, not a 30-minute. He'll just be simply showing you our setup over and over and over. We use a quick range chart because it's the point of you being there is not to make money. The point of you being there is to learn our method, to learn the setup. It's so simple. Repetition really teaches it to you quick so that you can just start doing it yourself. Once you learn it, you can just do it. You don't want to be spoon-fed all your life. You don't want to depend on some guru that might get hit by a bus. No. While the sun is shining, while there's breath in your lungs, learn now. You want to become self-sufficient. Now, that may not happen in 3 months, 6 months. It may take a year. It may take more. That's okay. We'll be here. But your end goal is that you don't ever have to depend on anybody or anything to tell you when to get in or get out of a trade. That's between you and the chart. Now, it's between you and the chart, but just remember, the clock on the wall is always price. Once the room opens, you'll be in there. You'll be watching Michael. He'll walk you through trades in different markets. You'll ask questions. He'll give you answers. At 11:30, you're done. 30-minute break. 12 noon, we come back for our daily 2-hour live broadcast. We're not hunting for trades there. We're talking about trades. We're talking about the markets. Sometimes we stray into stocks and politics, so hey, you don't have to stick around for that if you don't want to. And then when that's over, 2 p.m. Eastern, right back into the Telegram channel. Grinding it out until the market closes at 5, take an hour break, 6 p.m. Eastern Monday night. We'll be back for the Tuesday session. That's how the next 3 days are going to work for you. Okay? There'll always be somebody around to answer questions. If you need help, if you need help downloading the platform or getting the indicators installed or getting them to function properly, we've really tried to make everything as simple as possible. And it's simple by design. Some people, especially those who are 20 years frustrated trying to learn how to trade, they look at us and they go, oh, that's so elementary. Dude, I learned that noise my first week. I've been at this 20 years. How's that working? I suck, help me. Okay, well then quit telling me about. Don't laugh. It is elementary. It is simple by design. Why? You want complicated. There's plenty of that out there. And you know what? All those different indicators, the stochastics and the MACDs and the advanced decline lines and the Bollinger Bands, they all do what they were created to do. I got nothing bad to say about any of them. But I will ask you a question. Has any of them ever helped you earn money consistently? Huh. Okay. I think in the next 3 days, you'll see something that reeks of consistency because it happens again and again and again and again. And the good news is it won't be somebody else's secret. It won't be somebody else's magic. If you stay with us, it will become how you think. Final questions. Do you have to use a Windows operating system to use your data, simulator platform, etc., for the next 3 days, or is it web-based for the training? Windows. If you're going to run our platform and our indicators, Windows. If you're on a Mac, you can do the boot camp for Windows or Parallels or whatever they call it. The live training room, that is web-based. Telegram works on any operating system. But the platform, the indicators, you do need Windows for that. Okay. I'm going to scroll up. Now, guys, I'm really going to wrap it up here. So if you have a question, if I've missed a question, just copy and paste it back into the chat box because I don't want anybody to go away with questions unanswered. And Valerie, how about you pop in and tell them what you're going to do Sunday afternoon?
Sunday afternoon, I'll be sending you some important information. It will be the link to the alert channel for the trial period, the discussion channel, so you can be in there with Dwayne, some of our regular traders, and others on the trial to share information, learn some things. The important things we're going to have pinned to the top of the channel so that you can go in and look at our abbreviations and buzzwords or whatever you want to call them, so you can familiarize yourself with those a little bit and have a place to reference them. And then last but not least will be the registration and password for the live training room for next week. And that'll be with Michael, 9:30 to 11:30 in the morning, Eastern time. We take a half-hour break and then come back and review our trade alerts and look at the markets around the world with Dwayne beginning at noon. So I'll give you all the links that you need to follow us through the day of a CFRN trader.
Thank you, Valerie. And the lovely Valerie will be there all week to assist you as you need. Okay, let's see. I believe every question that's in the chat box has been answered. If you ask a question and it did not get answered, I'm going to give you just a couple, like 2 minutes to copy and paste. Okay.
And I do want to say, if there's any time, if you have any questions, would like more clarification, please do reach out to me either by email or you'll find me in the channel Val_CFRN. Love to help.
Worst case scenario, you'll leave here after 3 days going, dang, them some nice people. Because we really are, right? Because there's no BS. We're not trying to pull any wool over your eyes. We're trying to pull the wool off your eyes that everybody else has put there. You'll either see it or you won't. You'll understand it or you won't. Now, some people, I'm just going to say it, it's true, some people survive on pie in the sky. It has to be too good to believe for some people to actually believe it, right? I'm just telling you here, there's no magic, right? No sleight of hand. Everything that I show you and teach you, the goal is that someday you'll see me do it enough times, you'll see me explain it enough times that it will become the way you think, and then you'll be able to just do it yourself. It's not easy, but it can be so simple if you'll let it be. And letting it be simple sometimes means letting go of a lot of preconceived notions. Oh, if I put my stop here, if I actually use a stop, they're going to run my stop. No, they're not. They're not going to run your stop. That's not even a thing. I bet you believe it's a thing. You probably believe it's a zero-sum game, too. Well, it's not. I'll teach you about that over the next 3 days. All right, guys, I'm getting ready to wrap it. I hope you have a great weekend. Spend some quality time with your family. I'll see you Sunday night, Globex Open, 6 p.m. Eastern. You've been a great audience. Be sure and tip your waitress. I'll see you on the net.
Thank you.